Hello all, Joe Weaver here. Happy to see you all. Happy 2016. Happy new everything. This is a video and my yearly 2015-2016 New Earth Transition Update and Review. I'm going to share some information regarding the changes that we went through in 2015 and maybe some things to expect going and some tools and resources for you going into 2016. One of the biggest things that I want to say right now is that everything that I'm going to share with you is my own research, my own observation, and the information that I have received from, say, the upstairs or multidimensional self. And so just take of this information what aligns with you and just leave the rest. Take it as a resource or a however you wish, and what resonates with you. I'm going to provide a link to last year's review in the description below this video for reference if you would like to go back and see that and how that information reflects with you and your own experience in 2015. One of the things regarding the review 2015, as the big message from last year was 2015 was the year of living in the now, more living in the now moment. And now that we've moved into 2016, personally I have a much better understanding now about what that message really meant. Even though there's many levels of what we could describe as the now moment, 2015 was the interaction of us merging more with our omnipresent multidimensional awareness, say fifth dimensional knowingness, and so on. As we are able to do that, we are able to enter more of those levels of our multidimensionality. And I'm talking about I'm talking about the front runners or the first wavers on the planet that are going through those levels of transformation themselves. And as we are doing that, we are assisting and paving the way, or say creating the roadmap for the rest of the second and third wavers that are going to be going through a lot of the shifts in the coming years. So the aligning with the now is it's similar to the situation or the example that I shared in last year's update, was allowing yourself to relax into the you, your ever-present you, who you are, multidimensionality, your own continuous now moment of your own centeredness of yourself. And with the you itself, the you shape, as using the example, if you try to live in the past or in the future, on either side of this U shape, it's a continuous struggle as we used to live in, or continue to live. It's all according on where you are in your own process. But if we try to live in one or the other, too much in the past, too much in the future, it's a continuous struggle. For us to relax into you is basically relaxing more into your own relaxed, continuous now, omnipresent awareness, more of your multidimensional awareness. And that is something that each one of us has to experience for ourselves. The more we align in that ever-present now moment, it's not the exclusion it's not like we don't remember the past or plan for the future. It's not the exclusion of anything. It's basically the combination of it all in harmony and balance. So the big thing going forward into 2016 and beyond is to continue the process of aligning with the you, the ever-present you, the multidimensional you, and being relaxed in that state of awareness, that is the combination of the past, future, and ever-present moment. So that is the big thing going that I wanted to share that came in from 2015, and we all experienced those changes in a multitude of different ways. So, by the way, if I keep looking down, it's because of my little cheat sheet of notes that I put together to keep me on track, and so that we can keep this time frame of this video as short as possible. So going into 2016, from what I am seeing and the information I've received and how everything is currently going, for us going through 2015, it was a matter of us anchoring more of our multidimensionality, more of our multidimensional awareness. And as that, we were able to accomplish that and move forward into that. Going into 2016 is a matter of us anchoring our divine blueprint. Say, the other way to describe that would be our own personal seed blueprints of our own multidimensional God self, say, beingness in the physical. And as we are doing that, we are setting up the framework of the newer structure on Earth. We're allowing that framework to exist in a more defined way. So the example that came to me to share regarding this, or is just to imagine in 2012, years ago, when we talked about all the changes and everything else going into the shift of consciousness. In 2012, the essential basic framework of the new Earth was in place. That's what was the you could say the framework of the new Earth structure on the Earth itself. And so what we've been doing from that point in time is weaving, like you could say, a spider web of those main lines off of those main golden new Earth lines into our own regions around the Earth. Sort of like building the fine woven structure of the new Earth template. And as we go, the example that I continue to use is, through our own personal transformation, we transform the world. That statement in itself is more scientific than it is any type of belief. And as we're moving forward, that is becoming more and more relevant exactly what in the world is taking place. Through your own integration of your multidimensionality, through your own integration of living more in the now moment, it is weaving the structure of the new Earth way of living. And through that, a lot of people use the word wayshower. The wayshower is an example, a person being that example of change themselves. It doesn't matter if they are a teacher or they're in front of the public sharing videos like I do. It's a matter of the energetics. Through a person integrating their own personal transformation, their own multidimensionality, and embodying that change, that change is reflected within the Earth's energetics. It's almost like we are creating the roadmap or the map for the rest of the population to, say, find the path of, say, transformation more easily. The more of us that change and transform our own thoughts, transform our own patterns, our own, say, views and beliefs into a, say, more harmonized way of living, it strengthens the grid work and builds more structure and definition to the new Earth's energetics or template, or however you wish to call it. So that is the big thing going into 2016 that I see. And again, from the information I've received, is that the 2016 year is us fortifying or truly anchoring the divine blueprint, our own personal divine blueprint, and that blueprint in itself being reflected on the physical earth itself. From the main, say, golden grid, the grid just becoming more defined. As far as the diamond goes, the facets of the diamond are more pronounced. They are glowing with greater brilliance, however, in that way. And so if you could imagine, just take your awareness to a second and imagine a sphere, just a round sphere, and inside that sphere is tons of little fragments of sacred geometry, of just particles of glowing sacred geometry, all kinds of fragmented pieces just floating around in this sphere. And the pieces of the geometry of all these little pieces are just missing little fragments of each one of them. They're not complete. They are just little fragments. And they're just floating around in this sphere. That sphere in itself, with all the fragmented pieces, represented us in the third or fourth dimensional, say, reality. And within that sphere, you see, out of that is another larger sphere, and it goes on into larger spheres. With each expanded sphere, the geometries and so on are more defined. They are more complete. And the structure of those expanded spheres have more of they're more whole. They're more connected with, say, the expanded oneness of the expanded spheres. And so when we are individually going through our own process of integrating more of our own oneness, integrating more of our own wholeness, say, activating our 12 strands of DNA, there's all kinds of different examples to give. Those little fragments that we are individually in this sphere, basically, we are one of those little fragments. But as we grow and integrate more of our own expanded multidimensionality, that fragment merges with the greater whole. In itself becomes the wholeness, the reflection of the expanded blueprint. Therefore, it's not just the little fragment, but it's also the expanded sphere. It moves on into integration of the expanded spheres of our expanded self. So when we're acting and we are living in a state of separation, living in the ego, living in a world of illusion, we are just living from one of those, and they are expanded. Say our awareness is only coming from that little tiny fragment. It's not separate from the whole. It is just acting separate from the whole. And that's basically what we go through when we're in that state of illusion of the third and fourth dimensional levels of existence. Letting go of that separation doesn't mean that you disappear into nothingness. It means that you basically have the awareness of your expanded self, of your expanded multidimensionality of being the sphere itself, being the fragments and the sphere itself, being the expanded spheres. And again, this is more a scientific transfiguration or alchemy experience than anything else that I'm describing here. The example of the sphere and the fragments and so on is just an example to show what we go through when we are living in the different levels of our multidimensionality. Again, living in the ego is not a bad thing. It's a choice. It's not the only choice. Just as fear is a choice. A lot of people say that fear is a natural thing that basically we have to live through, and that is, again, not correct. Fear is a choice. So is all of our beliefs. And once we let go of the illusion, the separation, the ego voice, and so on, we have to give ourselves the opportunity to live from an expanded view of our own multidimensional collective self. And as we do that, our sacred geometry comes into line. It comes into wholeness. It allows for our expanded energy of our cosmic self to come through and to flow without the grid work of, like the example that we have with our houses and around the earth regarding electricity. It works in the same way. The grid work has to be in place in order for expanded frequency and energy to come through. That's what we've been working on for several years. From before 2012 to 2012, and interweaving the matrix, or say the crystalline framework of the fifth dimensional, say, energetics. Once the energetics are more in place, more defined, more woven like spider web around the earth, it allows for the expanded cosmic frequencies to come in and flow. Just like a river, in order for the river to take place, it has to have the space for the water to flow. And that's the same for the expanded frequencies of the new earth, the new paradigm of earth, and so on. The energetics have to be in place. And that is what we are embodying, what we are in the process of integrating. And we do that through our own personal transformation. That personal transformation is reflected into the collective energetics. And as other people have shared, we are going through a planetary transformation, a planetary ascension, a universal ascension. So it's just not, we are just not going through personal transformation, but through our personal transformation, that personal transformation is assisting in the planetary transformation. So every single change that we do, every change that we make consciously is reflected into the greater whole. So let me see here to make sure that I'm getting all the points before moving forward here. As far as the energetics of the change that we are going through, I've shared before in my videos and on my website regarding the seminar courses that I offer, the new Paradigm MDT, Multidimensional Transformation seminar courses. Personally, I have a much better comprehending about now what the energies are regarding them through my own experience. And those are the same things that we share in those seminar courses. And I'm not just saying this to promote or advertise these courses, but I want to make reference to the energies themselves. And you don't have to attend one of those seminar courses to actually integrate some of these expanded frequencies, but the seminar courses are tools to assist in your own personal transformation and to assist in our collective transformation. So when I say the energies of Mahatma love, the energies of the platinum ray, the energies of microtronic love, flowing, 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 the energies of Shambhala, new paradigm. That is what we share in the New Paradigm seminar courses. It's the combination of energies that are assisting with our individual and collective transformation. That's what it is. And this is from, again, my own experience and what I have experienced with that. So, and that's the reason why I continue to share those seminar courses. It's an opportunity to assist and accelerate our own transformation. I just wanted to share those words and the energies that we share in those seminar courses because it is a major part of the collective transformation that's currently taking place. So take of what I just shared right there with however you wish, and and how it resonates with you individually. Even though we might not know the words, we can sense the energies. And if you wish to have more information regarding all that, you can again visit my website. Here are some things going forward to reflect on going into 2016. And see how these words and this information reflects within you and may it assist you in your own path. But hell is not a destination. It is a way of living. It is a state of consciousness. When we're living in a state of unawareness, it's living in a state of separation, of one of those little fragmented pieces of unaware of its connection to the greater whole, to the greater sphere, and so on. What would you actually call that? You know, there's a lot of different ways to describe it. Living in darkness, living in hell, you know? And a lot of times it definitely is an experience of that. We go through all kinds of challenges. But it's through those challenges, and the example that has been used many times before as the pressure of those challenges and those hurdles, it puts the pressure on us to create the diamond. We become more defined. We merge with the greater sphere through that pressure, through those challenges. And so keep that in mind as we move into 2016. It's not a matter of we leaving anything behind. A lot of times we have to go through the process of experiencing everything in the fragments over and over and over and over again. As we experience something continuously over and over and over, everything becomes more defined. The fragments and turn into the crystalline diamond, and the facets are all our challenges that it took to combine and integrate with that crystalline sphere that we are. So evaluate and observe what patterns you are living through. Are they the old patterns that you've held on to through years? The old beliefs, the old disempowerment about yourself, the old beliefs about the collective, the old beliefs about the earth is dying, and all kinds of craziness about that. Everything is transforming. Transfiguration is taking place. So create new patterns that align with joy, peace, love, and happiness. And then even if you have to say joy, peace, love, and happiness 200 times a day, to reintegrate more patterns into your life. Just that is a big factor in integrating more of our, say, expanded divine blueprint. It's not a process of just leaving from one space into another. It's weaving and merging the levels together. It's merging the facets, the fragments within the sphere with the sphere itself and with the expanded spheres. So, and what creates that connection is us creating new patterns. "2015 was the year of living more in the now, and as we move forward, it's aligning and living more in that now, and more in that omnipresence." Using the word omnipresence. Infinite presence. Omnipresence. Living multidimensionality. There's no exclusion. It's the combination of everything. So, knowing that our personal choices has a reflect on everything, not just in meditation, but every single thing that goes on in the world. We have choices. It's through each one of our choices, again, is what we're going to collectively experience. So going forward, I just want to, again, see, reflect, and think about what I'm getting ready to say. The true sign of a person's intelligence is their connection and knowingness with all that is. So if you're going to be, example, if we're going to still live in a space where we're electing a person to, say, make changes for the collective as a president or leader, then wouldn't we want to elect somebody that is, their focus is more on the collective? Are they acting as one of the fragments where they're continually living in separation with the rest of the fragments and the greater whole? Or are they actually one of the pieces that is leading to greater wholeness and oneness? And there's no names that I have to say. This basically is just a matter of us making a choice of what are we choosing to create for tomorrow. What are we choosing to create as a greater collective? Are we making a choice for more separation, more war, or are we making a choice that is one step further into greater wholeness, greater oneness? That is that part. That's pretty much all I'm going to say regarding that part. As far as an affirmation, and one of the most powerful affirmations that I've come to use is, I am one and in the flow of infinite abundance. And you can say that to yourself or however you wish. When we say that word or that phrase, it will be the fragments that we are still holding on to regarding our separation, the fragments that we are holding on to within the recesses of our unconscious mind, or say different levels of our multidimensionality, will come up, because saying, well, I am one in the flow of infinite abundance means there is no separation. There is no light or dark. And so it will reflect all these little tiny pieces and recesses within the levels of our being that still are holding on to separation. Well, I want to be in flow of infinite abundance, but I don't want to be a part of this. I don't want to be a part of that, and I don't want any of this over here or that over there. Again, one in the flow of infinite abundance is the one in the flow of infinite connection with all that is. And as we move forward and the collective New Earth framework continues to be woven and become stronger, we have the choice to let go of the old separation to a greater degree, and that pressure to release from the old way of living as one of the fragments to living as a greater whole is going to become even stronger. So it doesn't mean that we have to continue to live in hell, like it's going to become stronger, that we're going to be a victim to this strongness, to this power of the new earth. It's a matter of making the choice to let go of the separation, to relax into the you of infinite harmony and balance. So that is the big key that I see going forward. Infinite abundance flows when we allow it to flow, when we release the restriction and our own structures that are holding back the river from flowing. So the river of infinite, the river that I'm describing, is infinite. And so it's a matter of us living in our own joy, peace, love, and happiness, and creating our daily lives, creating our daily patterns around that, in order to everything flows with greater ease. There's not as many hurdles. There's not as much battling that goes on. The only reason when a battle takes place is because we're still holding on to the fragments of living in a fragmented state of consciousness. So I think those are the main points that I wanted to share in this year's review and updates. As we move through 2016, moving and beyond, as the framework continues to build and strengthen and becomes more defined, it allows from there on for everything to be filled with more cosmic infinite abundance. So, all right, I think that's it. Again, take of everything I shared and see how it resonates in your own heart awareness. I don't share this information to debate anything. I'm just sharing my own observation and the information that I have received multidimensionality through my own multidimensionality. So until next time, and I'll probably be providing more videos and more resources on my voice is going out, on my website, and some new things be sharing in the coming days. So I'll keep that updated, and you're welcome to join my email list so that way you're updated as I post that information on my website, thedivinebalance.com. And if you're interested in attending one of the new Paradigm MDT seminar courses, again, that information's on my website also. And that is a worldwide thing. It's not just in one location, and I'm not the only facilitator or teacher in the world. There are literally hundreds and or thousands of these, my brothers and sisters of say to facilitate these courses. And so it's a matter of you just doing the research if you're drawn to attending one of those. All right, well, I think that's about it for today and this update in this video. I think I've shared everything that there is to share for this time, and we will see what happens in the coming days and months and weeks. A blessed 2016 to you and your families, to the space for which you live, the air you breathe, and the ground that you walk on. And collectively, we are the change. And have fun. Namaste. Thank you, my friends, for watching. And we're welcome to share this video with others. It's totally up to you. Thanks again.